んと。ヤスはどんくさいだけじゃなく、よく物をなくしたわね。
Alright guys, welcome back to some more Umineko when they cry. Now I have an important message, I do. So I hope you'll stick by to listen to this important message. And that is, I am on break. But what does being on break mean? Of course, it means that I can record a lot of Umineko. Like, a lot of Umineko. And so, what does that mean? It means that by the time you guys watch this, I could be many videos ahead, many parts ahead. So at the time of recording this, I'm only one video ahead. There's only one video that hasn't come out yet, and that is the last part. Last part is going to come out later on today. I'm recording this around noon. Saturday noon. It's actually 1st of April. April Fools, by the way. Haha, lol. You can check. I mean, you can check the time here. Here's the real world time. European time, though. Remember. So, 1st of April. At noon. I played for 100 hours. What the hell? Wait. That can't be the question arcs included. This has to be 100 hours of just the answer arcs. I think the question... Because the question arcs, I definitely spent at least 100 hours on the question arcs. So I think I played like over 250 hours in total by now, probably. Anyway, ignoring the insane amount of time I spent on this visual novel, well, some of that could be AFK time. But I don't think I've been AFK that much. I don't think I've been AFK for more than 7 hours, probably. I definitely have not. So, I've definitely read for at least 100 hours. That's besides the point. So, it's April Fool's Day. But I'm not April Fooling you all, because this video is not coming out on April Fool's. This video should come out on the 2nd of April, right? If you check when this videos come out, it's the 2nd of April. But it's noon. I woke up about 2.5 hours ago. I'm going to be... I have all day basically, so I'm gonna go on a spree of recording Umineko videos. And here's the plan, right? I'm only one video ahead, so last part should have come out today, April Fools. I'm not gonna do anything special for April Fools this year, so when I upload that video, it's actually going to be an Umineko part. It's not going to be April Fools. But when this comes out tomorrow, which should be the day after last part for you guys, or today when you're watching this, or in the future. I don't know if you're not. You don't have to be watching this on April 2nd. But the point is, I could be several parts ahead. I could be 4 parts ahead, for example. So, why do I say all this? I'm in chapter 11. Okay. So why do I say all this? Is because I still wish to keep. If you're going to be someone that chooses to comment on my videos, I want to choose to keep it so that we only discuss everything that has happened in Umineko up until and including the video, and not anything that happens in the future. And I say this for multiple reasons. Even if you assume that I've already read future parts, and so I already know what happens, and so you can feel free to say something that doesn't happen within that part, I don't want you to. Even if I do know, I don't want you to for multiple reasons. The first one is, I don't want to ruin it for anybody that... I know most of y'all have already read the visual novel. At least most people that have commented on my videos, I know have already read the entire visual novel. But in case there is someone that hasn't, or in case someone in the future comes and wants to watch the entire visual novel, or read the entire visual novel, and wants to do it with me, I don't want them to go... I don't want to go in the comment section where they could discuss things and see spoilers for things that haven't happened yet. So that's the first reason. The second reason, which is probably at least just as important, I would say, and that is, what if your assumption is wrong and I haven't gone as far as you think I have, and then you actually do spoil me for something that hasn't happened yet? See, that's another risk you'll be taking. So, both of those reasons I think are important, and so I want to keep the comment section still on said video, right? So, when you comment on this video, you're only going to comment on what actually happened in this video, and not what's going to happen next part, right? We'll do that when we get to the next part. You know what I mean? And when I reply to the comments to this video, I will still only be commenting using the knowledge of only what happened up until this part of Umineko. Does that make sense? So any new knowledge I gain by recording parts after this, I'm not going to be using them in said video. Although it's hard because I'm going to be biased probably because I'm probably going to know more truths. But I'll try my best not to, and I don't think I'll be that far ahead. I don't think I'll be spoiled that much by being that far ahead. I say spoiled. I don't think I'll be, that much further ahead to the point. It's not like I'm going to be 10 videos ahead. We're only talking 5 videos ahead or something here, okay? So don't worry about that. Probably. So yeah, just letting you know that by the time you're watching this, I am probably quite a bit past this point in the actual visual novel, but that I still want to keep the discussion to this point. And yeah, you're allowed to ask me how much further I've gotten, but I typically don't actually answer that question, or if I do answer it very vaguely. I believe during this episode actually, I've been asked, "Yo, Amin, how far ahead have you gotten?" And at the time that someone asked me that comment, I had gotten to just the start of Kinzo's backstory, for example, right? And so I answered in the most vague way I could possibly think, and I said, "Oh yeah, I got to White Battler." And I feel like if you have already read the visual novel, you'll know what I'll be talking about. I'll be talking about young Kinzo in this case, right? White Battler is what I meant back then. But I'm not going to straight up give the answer because that would be spoiling, right? Imagine if I had said, "Oh yeah, I've gone to Kinzo's backstory." Imagine then someone who hasn't read the visual novel before will get spoiled because okay, there's a Kinzo backstory, right? So I don't want to be doing that. But White Battle is not going to spoil anything because then you'd think, because I mean, more than likely you see White Battle and you're thinking, wait a minute, I thought Battler is Japanese. What's going on here? He's Asian. Wait, what happened to make him white? You know what I mean? Is there going to be a plot twist where Battler's parents are actually European or white or something? For example, that sort of thing. But don't ask. Point is, if I don't answer vaguely like that, I'll probably just not answer you at all. I'll probably just say you can ponder about it if you want. All right, that's all I'll say probably. I'll either be very, very vague or I won't answer you at all because I want to keep the discussion to that part, okay? So that's basically it. But you're allowed to wonder. You're allowed to think, I mean, how far ahead you are, alright? So that's all. That's the only important message I had. I didn't want to talk about this for too long. I've talked about this longer than I already planned to anyway. So let's keep going to the actual part. Yeah, let's get right into it. So, new chapter. The chapter is called, wait a minute. The chapter is called Days in Rapture. This is Act 2 or Act 3, was it? No, I think it's Act 3. I think Act 2 was getting the first friend, which was Cop. So we're now in Act 3, Days in Raptured. And Yasu is not only slow with it, that kid also lost stuff all the time. That's what Lucifer is saying. So here we go. Oh yeah, also, the recording software I'm using just got an update. So I just checked everything. I made a test recording and everything. And everything worked fine as usual, but hopefully nothing messes up. Alright.
なのに、さも私はなくしてません。確かに置いたのに誰かが取ったんです。みたいな目つきをしてて、本当にイライラしたわ。
Okay, she had the look, but she didn't say it, so...
集中力のない子だった。
Oh, Belfiger.
無意識でぼんやり行動してるから自分の行動がいい加減になる。
でも最初のうちだけですよ。途中からは注意するようになって、そういうこともなくなって立派になりましたし。
そうだっけ？まあその程度できて当たり前なんだけどね。
その当たり前ができるようになるのが成長というものです。
Yeah, like tying your shoes. You know, one of my favorite pastime hobbies is just going to YouTube videos and searching up how to tie your shoes. Going in the comment section of those YouTube videos and seeing like hundreds of comments of people saying, "I'm 31 years old and I just learned how to tie my shoes today." So don't be embarrassed, everyone watching this. Don't worry, you're not alone. I'm 31 years old or whatever. And just I'm not even laughing at the ridiculousness of it, but deriving enjoyment from the ridiculousness of all the comments, trying to compete over who's the oldest, but also somehow hasn't figured out how to tie their shoes yet at that age, you know? Like seeing someone, you know, someone will go, oh, I'm 24, I haven't learned how to tie my shoes. Oh, I'm 29. Oh, I'm 40. Damn, it's a race to see who's the oldest, but still doesn't know how to tie their shoes. It's a race to see who's the most incompetent. Yeah, your battler should join in. I bet battler doesn't know how to tie his shoes. I don't know why I said that was one of my favorite pastime hobbies, but it's definitely fun. You should go check. I'm not even joking. That's an actual thing. Go YouTube a video and look up how to tie your shoes. You could do it in incognito mode or whatever, however you want to do it. If you don't want others to ask you why, hey yo, why do you have in your search history how to tie your shoes? Do you not know how to tie your shoes? If you don't want that, you can go incognito mode. But point is, go and check the comments. You'll actually see people trying to be like, oh, I'm older than you and still don't know how to tie your shoes. Yeah. It's an actual hobby you can have. I'm like, or it's not even just that. Any other simple activity that really, I mean, that really isn't difficult to do unless I mean, sure, if you have muscle problems or whatever other problems in your hand, right? But if your hands and arms function like they should, typically, tying your shoes, as we all know, is not a particularly difficult thing. But just going to any simple stuff like that, I don't know, like washing the dishes or something, how to wash your dishes, and then just going to the comments and being like, and just seeing people like, oh yeah, I'm 50 years old and never washed dishes before, so don't worry, y'all, don't be embarrassed, right? Hey, to be fair, I like that because they're trying to consolidate all this. They're trying to be considerate and tell others that, you know, it's okay if you don't know something. There's always time to learn something new, even if it's something seemingly simple or whatever and embarrassing. It's okay if you don't know how to do it, and you know, that's fair. And I think we all have that kind of thing too. I have things that are very simple that I still don't know how to do. I'm sure I find those kind of things all the time, right? Like for example, I don't typically make coffee. I've never done that in my life, and so, you know, I've been asked before, yo, I mean, can you rub up the coffee for us, right? Because for the beef, and I'm like, nah, I'm good, because you know, I don't know how to do it because I've never done it in my life, right? And it's a simple thing. I know it's a simple thing, but I don't want to ruin the coffee for everybody, right? I want someone who's actually competent to do it. That's basically it. So I'm sure we all have those kind of things that are very simple to do, but we just never actually did them and we never actually tried them. The thing with tying the shoes is that at least I wear shoes almost every day of my life, right? So, you know, tying my shoes has become a super important mandatory thing. Same thing with washing the dishes, right? I mean, I have to wash the dishes all the time because, you know, I dirty the dishes by eating. So unless you come from, you know, you gotta be a person that has always either bought shoes that don't require you to tie the laces, you know, those kind of Velcro kind of shoes. Either that, and for washing dishes, for example, it's gotta be like, oh, someone else always washed them for you, which I would say that's a very spoiled thing. You know, if you've never washed your own dishes in your life, I feel like you're kind of spoiled there, because you should be clean up after your own mess. That's always been my mindset. But hey, point is, but with coffee, I feel like, you know, I'm not trying to justify not knowing how to make coffee, but you know, I feel like the sort of thing where it's not a must. You know what I mean? It's not a must to know how to do it, right? I feel like it's more acceptable that I don't know how to make coffee. I feel like it is. I know it's not hard, by the way. I know it's actually not hard. I know it takes a couple minutes. I know if I do it once, I'll have known how to do it for my entire life, or just never actually done it. I know it's not actually hard, but it's just one of those things where I feel like it's acceptable because if you don't drink coffee, not everyone drinks coffee, you know? Almost everyone wears shoes to go outside or whatever, right? You know, almost everyone should be washing their dishes after they eat from a plate or whatever, right? You should be doing that, right? But I feel like with coffee, not everyone drinks coffee, so So I feel like that's at least maybe I'm biased. I was gonna say it's more acceptable, but maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm biased. Alright, man. Why why am I admitting to this publicly? I bet you guys are gonna comment now. Batman wouldn't be able to get that information out of me. Alright, yeah. Why am I saying this? I'm just saying this publicly out on YouTube, out in public. Everyone can hear me saying that now. Now everyone in the world knows I don't know how to make coffee. So good job, Batman. What have you done this part? What have you accomplished? Absolutely nothing. Thank you. You've just made an embarrassment out of yourself. But yeah, those videos are kind of funny. The how to make simple things videos. They're kind of funny to read the comment sections of. But okay, let's keep reading.
皆さんだって何事も最初から要領が良かったわけではないでしょ。
It's true, and that's true. When you first start with something, even if it's something everyone can do, you don't know how to do it, so you're trash at it. And that's why whenever someone doesn't know how to do a simple thing, I feel like I'm very patient about it, and I don't feel like I get the same treatment every time. I feel like a lot of times, not with teachers. Teachers are always patient with me, but I'm talking like with regular people in real life, with friends and stuff. They always get annoyed, like, I mean, what are you doing? You don't know how to do this. And I'm like, sorry, it's my first time. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So they're not very, typically a lot of people are not very patient with you, but I'm always patient with people. I've for example, had to, because obviously, as an engineering student, I have had people younger than me ask to help them with high school math questions or something, right? I'm always very patient with them, even if I see something that's very, very simple, right? It's just basic use of the Pythagoras theorem, right? In my mind, of course it's very simple, because when you understand something, you can't comprehend not understanding it, right? Does that make sense? I can't comprehend not understanding the Pythagoras theorem because it's such a ingrained theorem. I've used it for so many years. It's second nature. But I remember there being a time where I didn't understand it, and it was still news to me, and I still wasn't sure how it all connected in my head, right? But now that I understand it, I can comprehend not understanding it. And at the start, it wasn't so easy. And so that's why, even if it's something that I think, oh, it's obviously very easy, I'm always patient with, if I have to try and help someone else with their math homework, if I have the time to, I'm always very patient with them and take the time to slowly try to make them understand, because it's not super easy at first, even if it might be super easy when you finally learn it. Reminds me of when the professor, you always have those kind of cheeky professors, right? They'll send out these assignments, right? Weekly, because I have weekly assignments for all subjects in my university, right? And so there's these professors sometimes you'll get, and it's typically these old guys, right? Old men, right? Old professors. They're like 60, 70 years old, okay? We're talking Kumasawa age, yeah, like 70 years old. They're professors. And they give out this assignment, right? And typically these professors have worked with said thing for decades, okay? They've worked with whatever subject they're teaching or, they're lecturing for decades. And so they go, oh yeah, this assignment? Oh, don't worry, this one's easy. And then I go back home and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I spend hours upon hours trying to figure out and learn what I'm actually doing in the assignment, right? That happened to me yesterday. Because the professor I had on a specific subject on Wednesday set out the assignment late on Wednesday, right? And we asked him about it. Hey, is the assignment out? He's like, yeah, it's coming out today. It's on Wednesday. And we asked him, okay, so do we still only have 3 days to do it because we have to send it in by Friday? And he's like, yeah, but don't worry, the assignment is easy. The assignment is easy. And so I went back home on Wednesday on Thursday, so 2 days ago and 3 days ago. I had to work on this lab project, so I couldn't work on the assignment that was given. But then I thought, oh wait, is this professor for once actually not going to lie? For once, is this assignment actually going to be easy? So on Friday, yesterday, I finally, got around to starting the assignment, which I would have started earlier if he actually sent it out earlier and not on Wednesday. I would have had the time to start it out as early as Monday. But yeah, he put it out, and I started it, and I looked at it, and it was hard, okay? I spent all the way from noon, actually, so around from noon to almost 6 p.m. doing the assignment, okay? And he said, no, it was easy. It's not gonna take that. It's not gonna take that long. I spent 6 hours on that, almost 6 hours on that. It was very satisfying to be done, but man, it took so long to try and understand everything. Point is, professors are liars, and people who already know how to do something can easily be not cocky, but can easily underestimate how difficult it is for someone that doesn't know it to figure it out, right? They can easily underestimate it because they can't comprehend not knowing how something works. Because when you already know something, you can't comprehend not knowing how it works. That's basically it. Okay, I've been babbling a lot this part. I have not made a lot of progress. Let's try actually reading, alright? Alright.
というか、容量が悪かったら後ろ宮家には推薦されないわ。
Ooh, okay.
私たちはエリートなのよ。
Alright, good counter argument, okay.
幼いからできないとか、そんなの言い訳にならないわけ。
It is some excuse. No, it is some excuse. Come on now.
だな。ヤスが成長とともに要領を覚えるなら、成長してから後ろ宮家へ来ればよかっただけの話。
そんな、一生懸命学校とお仕事を両立させて頑張ってるのに、みんなちょっと厳しすぎると思います。
その厳しい中から選ばれたのが私たちでしょ。私たちに甘やかす義理はないわ。
つくづくヤスってなんであんなどんくさいのに選ばれたのかさっぱりだわ。
福音の家の誰もが憧れる後ろ宮家使用人への推薦。厳しい選考をくぐり抜けて栄光を勝ち取った先輩使用人たちから見れば、ヤスはどうして推薦を得られたのか不思議なくらいいろいろと要領が悪かった。もちろん年相応には努力している。しかしそれに納得できない先輩使用人たちはいつしかヤスに断るごとに小意地悪に接するようになるのである。後ろ宮家での生活に慣れはしても未だ友人の一人も作れない。いや、いることにはいるが、それは人間ではないのだ。
Why are they clapping for that? Wait, why are you clapping? What?
虜になる日々。
Why are you clapping? What the frick? Oh, Yasu couldn't make any friends. Why are you clapping? Why is that something worth applauding? What? Actual crazy audience, what's wrong with you? Why are you clapping because a girl couldn't make friends?
そういう時もありますね。忙しい時に限って。妖精さんがいたずらでもしてるんじゃないかしら。
It's a witch pulling pranks on me. I mean, I know I put it right there, and all I did was glance around a bit, and it disappeared. The witch pranked me again. I left my master key behind. Madame found out, and I got in a lot of trouble. Why? When I always put my master key back in my pocket after I use it. Why was it in a place like that? And this is the third time it's happened. Man, Yasu, the bullying is harsh, huh? The first 2 times, I realized that it wasn't in my pocket and managed to find it before anyone found out. But the third time, Madame found it. I was really mad and frustrated with that witch in the red dress.
ベアトリーチェ様のいたずらでは困りましたね。でも魔女が相手ならおまじないでなんとかできるかもしれませんよ。
A charm? Kumasawa-san started fishing through the kitchen cupboards, saying, "Now where did that get to?" Kitchen cupboards? The thing she finally found and brought to me was a kite string. A kite string. She stretched it out for me to see, then used a knife to cut off a 50cm piece. Okay.
これの端に鍵をくくりつけ、反対の端はポケットのボタンのところにでも目立たないようにくくりつけておきましょう。これは雲の糸のおまじないなのですよ。
Ooh, spiderweb charm, yeah. Beto scared of that one. The Akujikijima ghosts are, that's for sure. Spiderwebs? Like the ones the evil spirits of Rockinjima fear?
そう、よく覚えてますね。この島の雲の糸には霊力が宿っていて、強い魔除けの力を持っていると言われていました。ほら、こうしてピーンと張ると雲の糸のようでしょ。これで雲の糸が苦手なベアトリーチェ様はもういたずらができないというわけですよ。
I wonder if Kumasawa knows who Yasu is. Did Genji ever tell her? She might not know. Or she might have learned in the future but not known at the time? Or maybe she did suspect it or something. I wonder how much Kumasawa knew by this point. Because... would Genji have told Kumasawa? For me it sounds like Kumasawa, by 1986, knew who Yasu was. That's what it sounded like to me, at least. But, not because Genji said he didn't tell anyone, right? Maybe Kumasawa just figured out on her own. Or maybe once Yasu herself figured things out, because I know she must have eventually. Maybe then she told Kumasawa about it, or Genji just went ahead and told Kumasawa about it. Nanjo definitely should know, right? Because Nanjo's the one that cheated her to begin with. So Nanjo knows the truth. Maybe Kumasawa was told at some point to help. Maybe Kumasawa was told by Genji, but he was also told to keep it secret. I'm sure. I don't know if Genji said that he wouldn't tell anyone, but I'm sure Genji would have told Kumasawa and would have told her to keep it secret. And I'm sure Kumasawa would have been able to keep it secret from Kinzo, because Kumasawa would have shared in the opinion that, okay, Kinzo might repeat the same mistake as Kyodoro and Beato, because after all, Kumasawa was with Kyodoro and Beato and helped her out and all that stuff. That's where the whole Virgilia stuff comes in, right? Virgilia, we saw our first appear in episode 3 helping Kyodoro and Beato, and now we know that Virgilia is Kumasawa, right? So Kumasawa was definitely well acquainted with Kyodoro and Beato, and I feel like if I was Genji, I'd be able to tell Kumasawa to help out Yasu in her upbringing. I feel like I would if I was Genji. I tell Kumasawa, yeah, help out Yasu with her upbringing, even if, but don't tell Kinzo about it, right? Just so that the process goes as smoothly as possible. So that might be why Kumasawa is treating Yasu like this. But there is a chance maybe Kumasawa figured out her own, or that Kumasawa doesn't know at all and is just being kind to another servant. Which I can see Kumasawa being kind anyway. Yeah. That does make sense. It really does look like a spider weapon pulled tight. Since Kumasawa-san says so, it must have some pretty strong evil repelling power. I can just ask her to make several of these kite strings for me, and then I can tie them to everything I don't want to lose. But clearly, that won't be very practical. I'd have strings all over me. What about things I can't keep tied to me? Like pencils and erasers.
そういう時は別のおまじないがありますよ。それは鉛筆さんや消しゴムさんにお家を作ってあげるおまじないですよ。
Make a house? She asked the same question I did. You mean build a roof and bed and stuff?
お家を作るのではなく、お家を決めてあげるのですよ。例えば、このタコ糸を切った包丁さんも、僕もうお家に帰るって。寂しがり屋さんだからすぐにお家に帰りたくなってしまうの。だからお家じゃないところに置いてしまうと迷子になってしまってクスンクスン泣いてしまうんですよ。
So basically, you're telling her to just keep said item at the same spot every single time when you're not using it. But you're making a whole story out of it. Good job, Kumasawa.
ほら、こんなところに置きっぱなしにしたから包丁さんが寂しくて泣き出してしまいましたよ。
Poor thing. We need to get Mr. Knife home.
包丁さんのお家はここで、ほら、家族の包丁さんたちがみんな待っているお家ですよ。ママ、ただいま、おかえりって。
Kumasawa-san returned the knife to the knife holder under the sink. Even though she had done something so ordinary, I felt slightly moved, as though the lost little knife had finished his adventure and finally returned home. You know, that's one way to think about it, yeah, sure. Once he slid into the spot he was supposed to be in, everyone in the knife family was together again, and they all started talking happily. Then, Kumasawa-san said we should give them their privacy, and shut the door.
魔女に隠されてしまって困るものはきっと寂しがり屋さんなんですよ。だから魔女が楽しいところに連れて行ってあげようねって言うと喜んでついて行ってしまうんです。そうならないためにはどうしたらいいでしょうね。
Take them home right away.
そうですよ。寂しがり屋だからすぐに魔女についていってしまういけない子たちなんですよ。だからすぐにお家に返してあげないと。ほら、さっきタコ糸で縛ったままそこに置きっぱなしのマスターキーさんも早くポケットのお家に帰りたいってクスンクスン泣いてますよ。
I'm lonely. The voice of the lonely Master Key finally reached my ears. I hurried to pick it up, took the other end of the string and tied it to my pocket button, and put the key in my pocket.
ほら、ただいまーって。
Okaeri.
マスターキーさんも寂しがり屋だからお仕事で使った後はすぐお家へ返してあげましょうね。こういうお友達を少しずつ増やしていけばベアトリーチェ様もだんだんいたずらはできなくなりますよ。
Kumasawa's good at this. Jangle, thud. When break time was over and I stood up to see what I should help with next, I felt a tug, and the key ring with the master key fell to the floor. Once again, I had left the master key on the side of the sofa and forgotten it was there. God damn it, Yasu, what are you doing? Not again! The instant I stood up, the string pulled on it and it fell to the floor. Without Kumasawa-san's spiderweb charm, I would probably have left that master key lying here again. The master key left all alone would have been led away by the witch and disappeared. Phew, that was close. And once again, I heard the master key, who had almost been left alone, cry and tell me that it wanted to go home. I'm sorry. Come on, let's go back home to my pocket. Yay, I'm home! back at last! Thank goodness. I almost got pranked by the witch again.
なんとまあ糸で結ぶとは面白い真似を。
It's your fault she has to use those strings, you know? All of a sudden, I heard a wild, shocked voice from over my shoulder. It was a voiceless voice. A witch's voice, the kind you can't hear unless you try. Beatrice?
そうであるぞ我が友よ。
Waga Tomoyo?
ぼんやりとまた鍵を置き忘れるからそれでからかってやろうと思っていたら。
It's a spiderweb charm that Kumasawa-san showed me. It seems to work very well.
悔しいが効き目はあるぞ。とても触れたいとは思えぬ。そなたもカミソリの刃に指を当て横に滑らせたくはあるまい。
What? That's a scary example. My finger hurts just thinking about it. Yeah, that's exactly why Gop doesn't want to touch that.
しかしよかったではないか。また鍵をなくしたと夏日に怒られずに済んだぞ。わらわのおかげだな。感謝せよ。
Why?
わらわが腹立たしかったからこそまじないを覚えたのであろう。
Fair enough.
そのまじないでそなたは鍵をまたしても置き忘れるといううっかりをこうして防げたではないか。つまりわらわのおかげも同然ということよ。感謝されるのも道理であろう。
I really don't like it, but she does have a point. Because of all the trouble Beatrice caused me, I told Kumasawa-san and learned the charm from her. Even without the witch's pranking, if I didn't have the charm, I would have gone to my next job and left the master key here. If that happened, then surely I wouldn't have been able to find the key, and it would have been a big mess.
こういうのを一罰百回という。
And you really are the ultimate friend then, Gop.
わらわは友人としてそなたのミスを過剰にいたずらして思い知らせることでこうしてそなたを立派に教育したというわけなのだ。
You know, in real life too, in a way, I don't condone bullying, but in a way, in real life, bullying does kind of strengthen a person in a way. It's kind of something that, not obviously not every, again, in a way, so a lot of people I heard are thankful for actually being bullied when they were kids or when they were young. Me included, you know, I'm actually kind of, I don't know about glad, but you know, I'm not averse to having been bullied as a kid when I was, because it really taught me to be more emotionally strong against insults and the like, right? So yeah, and if you know, because in real, you know, because when you're older as well, you know, it's not like everyone's gonna see you perfectly, right? Not everyone's going to be respectful to you, and you know, bullying has kind of helped me, at least, in the sense that, for example, let's say a colleague of mine is rude to me on the job, right? It's helped me to remain calm during that sort of situation and not take it too deeply to heart, and just learn that what this colleague of mine is saying isn't, you know, it's not actually, it's not affecting me. You know, what this person says doesn't matter, and I'm not gonna let it get to me. And you know what I mean? That's the sort of thing that bullying helps with. It helps strengthen the person in a way, right? That sort of punishment does strengthen the person. Now again, I don't condone bullying. I'm not saying, yeah, bully kids to help strengthen them. That is not what I'm saying here. But I'm saying that, well, it is a negative thing. Positive things can be derived from it, right? You can derive something good out of having a bad experience or having something bad done to you, right? There's always something good, you know, if you think about it optimistically, there's always something good you can get from it. And I guess this is an example, but in real life too, you have examples like that. Yeah, okay. Anyway. I get the feeling that Kumasawa-san's the one I should be thanking, not you.
やれやれ。魔女とはつくづく感謝されぬ家業よ。
Anyway, I win this time. Okay, I need to get back to work now.
よかろうとも我が友よ。
Waga Tomoyo.
今回は勝ちを許そうぞ。
So we have Waga Tomoyo from Gab, and we have Waga Aruchi from Frudo Erika. She's been absent the whole episode, man. Do we miss her presence, y'all? What do you think? Do you miss Erika's presence? I'm sure she'll be back soon. I'm sure she'll be back. If Verncast can't make her disappear forever, you know, she'll be back. I think. I hope. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, Battler's been gone, or Ronobe's been gone, and Battler's the main character, so that's kind of, you know, kind of hard for him to be gone the entire time. It's like he's been replaced by Will, who's you know, just more competent battler, but he's not as fun as Battler though. Battler's fun to be with, you know, because, you know, part of his incompetence makes him fun to be with him. Sorry, Will. Nah, but you know, we have Leon here. We don't have Beato. We have Claire. We have Yasu here. We have Shanna, but we don't have Beato. You don't have classic Beato. Although it's not like we really had her in episode 5 or 6 either necessarily. But we saw good glimpses of her, right? We saw a good few. We have Gop now, I guess. I was gonna say, you know, we don't have Run of Regilla, but I guess we have Gop. We don't have. Well, we briefly met a lot of the Shurma family members when, you know, when Will went around talking with all of them. But I mean, they're not the focus of this episode. Really, they've not really been the focus. What else? Who else have I forgotten? Kane's been quite an important character this episode. Kane's been quite the relevant figure. But yeah. Okay, let's keep reading.
されど、わらわは諦めが悪い。
We haven't had Lambda Delta either. Yeah, and I've started really liking Lambda Delta. You know, Lambda Delta I think is great. I hope Lambda Delta comes back. I've become very fond of Lambda Delta. Verncast is alright, but I think I'm more on Team Lambda Delta, at least when it comes to the Burn and Lambda dynamic. I think I'm more Team Lambda personally. Yeah.
この負けを取り返すべく、以後さらにますますにそなたのミスを探そうと伺い続けるであろうぞ。心せよ。そそっかしいそなたが置き忘れる小道具などいくらでもある。それらすべてにタコ糸を縛るわけにもいくまい。
The spiderweb charm isn't the only one I have. I also learned the take them home charm. I won't let you have your way anymore.
どの程度そなたがやれるものか拝見させてもらおうぞ。それにしてもなんとも晴れやかな笑顔を見せおって。魔女が来るのは笑う角でなく泣きっ面がふさわしい。
I guess I'm having fun with a friend of mine, huh? What about that? You're my witch friend.
もう休み時間は終わっているぞ。せいぜい今日も先輩たちの足を引かぬように仕事に精を出すがよかろう。
Sure. Today is Sunday, and the weather is wonderful. I'd better do my best.
せいぜい励め。そうそう。レイネの機嫌が朝から悪い。
Reina? Okay.
目を合わせぬ方がよかろう。 それから水難の層が出ておるぞ。水の入ったバケツの近くでは常に注意するがよかろうぞ。そなたのこと、きっと我が期待を裏切らずバケツをひっくり返して叱られてくれることを心待ちにしている。
Okay. Thank you, Beatrice. She did thank you. Wow. You're friends. Back when I could not yet see her, I simply hated this prank-loving witch. But now that I could talk to her, with her, it seemed to me that she was not all bad. Of course, I felt no need to be grateful to her. The witch Beatrice despises boredom and subsists on mocking the misfortune of others. Humans and witches are different, incompatible beings, and yet it felt as though we could become friends. Of course, she was still a witch. I could not afford to be careless. However, not being careless is a very good thing. Using charms and tricks to pay attention so that her pranks would no longer work on me was not a bad thing by any means. Those techniques would be useful for my job and my life, even without the witch's pranks. Yes, this witch called Beatrice would go to any lengths to make a point. I learned that it was possible to build up a friendship through verbal abuse. Well, that's one way to say it, sure. Or to have it. Yeah.
あの日から目に見えて変わりましたよね。
いろいろなおまじないのせいかな。
Thank you for the help, Kumasawa.
ですね。あの子は本当に律儀な子だから。
Assiduous, you know?
私の教えたおまじないをしっかり守っているようでしたとも。
いちいちタコ糸で縛って、あるいはいちいちお家へ帰るって。
ええ、時折口に出してやってました。まるでお道具とおままごとをしてるみたいで、とても可愛らしかったですよ。
子供みたい。
子供でしょ。
She was 9 years old. Come on now. She was as old as Maria. Come on, put it in perspective.
大人になら同じ言い方をすれば伝わりますけれど、子供は本当にいろんな子がいて、いろいろな言い方があるんです。それをちゃんと見つけてあげれば、ものは上手に教えられるんですよ。
Kumasawa is a great child caring person. She's great. I mean, that's why Kinzo probably needed a lot of her help for taking care of Kyodori and Beato and stuff, right? Because she's good with children. She's a
怒
great
られる
parent.
方が覚える子、褒められる方が覚える子、いろいろですものね。
近所の子にちゃんと物をしまわないと妖精さんが隠しちゃうぞって脅したこともありましたっけね。その妖精があの子の場合は魔女になったというだけの話。
しかしなんだか運命的な話だね。
だって熊沢はこの子がベアトリーチェの子だって知ってたんでしょ。
She did know.
ええ、知っていましたとも。
That makes sense. Because it would be weird if she didn't know, right? I feel. No, it wouldn't be. I don't think it would be weird if she didn't know. But I feel like it makes sense for her to know. I feel like, in my eyes, it makes more sense for her to have known than for her to not have known. But then I wonder if Genji told her or if she figured it out, or if Nando told her or something. Because so far, it makes sense to me that only Kumasawa, Nando, and Genji know, and nobody else knew. That to me makes the most sense.
ベアトリーチェの子に魔女ベアトリーチェがいたずらするから物をちゃんと片付けるようにって教えるなんてなんだかおかしいですね。
だからあの子が物を魔女に隠されていたずらをされると言ってきた時思ったのです。これはきっと亡くなられたベアトリーチェ様が魔女になって自分の子に物を片付けなさいと教えに来ているに違いないと。だからあの子にはそう教えるのが一番だと思ったのです。
物を置いた場所をすぐ忘れるとかすぐなくすとかそういう悪評があったのにそれを払拭してからはどんどん明るくなっていきましたね。
弱点は克服することで強みとなり自信となって人をたくましくしてくれるのです。あの子のそんな日々の小さな成長がそれはもう実の孫のように可愛らしかったですとも。
源氏様お疲れ様です。
皆大掃除ご苦労だった。普段使うことも少ない客室だがいつ何時大切なお客様を止めることになるやもわからぬ。清掃もまた寸分の気の緩みもあってはならぬ。
無論です。使用人一同心得ております。
そうあってほしい。見回ったところこれを拾った。これは誰のであるか。
Genji took a master key ring out of his pocket. Oh no. Apparently, someone had dropped their master key. All of the servants swung around to look at me, the usual offender.
なに？またヤス？
Come on, Yasu, show them the string with the master key. Come on. Surely it's not your fault this time.
そんな決めつけはいけませんよ。
私はもちろん持ってるわよ。こんな大事なものを落とすわけがない。みんなは？
持ってます。
Shannon has hers.
持ってる。
ほらヤス、あんたじゃない。この間奥様にきつく絞られたのにまだ分かってないの？これだからあんたは。いつもの我ならば冷たき目線を集めただけで火のあるなしにかかわらず萎縮して謝ってしまうだろう。しかしもう我は違う。だから誇らしげに雲の糸を引くそれを高々と掲げる。
Good job, Yasu! Woo! See, look at me! Oh, kid, it's not that kid.
落とさないようにという工夫か。良い心がけだ。
Dang! You got that Genji vouch! Genji vouch! Genji-sama's face was as expressionless as ever. Nah, but you know, he has no expression, but you know, that whole that's the most expression you'll ever get from Genji. That's impressive. Alright, be impressed. Alright, that's like Genji. That's like Genji. That's like Genji screaming, going, "Whoa, let's go, Yasu!" That's how you take that Genji attitude, okay? However, those were unmistakably words of praise. Yeah, he was praising you. Trust.
そうです。
And besides, if Shannon had her master key, that means Yasu definitely had her master key.
もう落とさないんです。 だっておまじないがありますからね。
So who was it that dropped the master key? Who was it this time? Satan? Sniff about. Who was it? Lucifer? Who was it? Asmodeus? That's right.
我は誇らしくうなずき、満面の笑みを浮かべるのだ。この日、この時、この瞬間の誇らしげな体験は、
As you should, Queen. As you should.
我の幼少の記憶に忘れがたい1ページを刻むこととなる。されば、源氏が見つけたる鍵は誰のもの？
That's what I mean. We gotta find who is really guilty. Get him for it. Who? Who was it? Lucifer! Dude, I found it sus. Lucifer started screaming. I was like, what's Lucifer? You know, Lucifer didn't say that she didn't hold up the key. We saw Leviathan do it, and Lucifer went, okay, Lucifer. Wow, and she's an older servant too. She's the first one we saw. She's like the oldest servant. That's an L, Lucifer. There's only one servant that who hadn't raised their key. And she muttered, "It has to be Yoss's key. Of course, it's not mine." And fished in her pocket. Her face went pale. Damn, and she was even the one that's like, "Of course, we thoroughly do our job." She was the one that said that. Lucifer, what an L.
日々の仕事に寸分の気の緩みもあってはならん。だが時に失敗はある。それを咎めぬが己を顧みず、仲間の失敗を決めつける態度は到底褒められたものではない。
Genji's being wise. Genji's talking, he's spitting wisdom. Dang, we went to Hideyoshi almost.
申し訳ありません。
The older servant turned red and hung her head. Behind her, no one else could see it, was the witch. This time you took her key, huh?
我が友はもはや同じことは繰り返さぬぞ。何しろわらわが虎視眈々と狙っているのに一向に隙を見せぬのでな。しかし残念。こやつが鍵をなくしたのなら早速いたずらをしてやればよかった。
Please don't prank people other than me. That's kind of Yasu to say. Taking the blame on herself, taking all the pranks on herself that's a nice thing to do.
何か言った？
No, nothing.
してやったりと思うつもりはないけれど、どんくさいといつもバカにされている我がようやく胸の晴れた一日であった。この日を境にようやく我は後ろ宮家の使用人としての生活に慣れたと自覚できるようになるのである。
Wait. What the hell's a Schaden? That's a Schadenfreude. Pleasure derived by someone from another person's misfortune. See, that's what I thought it meant. But I have to look it up. It's a German word, right? Surely. It sounds hella German. German. Schaden, harm means harm. And Freude means joy. Combine them, you get Schadenfreude. Harm, joy. So happiness from other people's misfortune. Oh, it's a recent word. That word didn't exist until like the 1980s, 1990s or something. It's a new word apparently. Okay, Schadenfreude. If you're German, you probably know that. Those, pain, harm, and joy. Okay. All right.
褒められると自分は認められたって気持ちになるよね。
大事なことだ。人の成長に欠かせぬ。
人は成長するとどうなるのかしら。
Yeah, being accepted is important, yeah. What happens when people grow?
まず余裕が生まれる。 それまで本当にこれで正しいのかと怯えながらしていた仕事が自信を持ってなせるようになるのだ。
確かに気楽になれば余裕も生まれるね。
余裕が生まれるとどうなるのかしら。
日々を楽しめるようになる。源氏風に言えば気を緩ませることができるとでも言おうか。
気を張りっぱなしじゃ疲れてしまう。それは良いことだね。
ってことはそれってつまりサボれるようになるということ？
サボるといえば聞こえは悪い。しかし要領よく仕事をこなし余った時間で日々を楽しむことは決して悪いことではないぞ。そういう時間は人間を豊かにしてくれるものだ。
そういえばゴーダはよく仕事の合間にクロスワードパズルをしているね。
余った材料で勝手に創作料理を作ったりもしてるわ。
Invents dishes.
適度に遊び気分をリフレッシュさせるのは効率上も悪いことではなかろう。創作料理も遊び心と仕事の融合と言える。あの源氏とて誰も見ていぬところでは程よくサボっているはずだぞ。
Even Genji, the master servant, the head servant.
テレビを見たり主の酒をくすねたり
Dang, okay, Genji.
小難しい本を読んでいたりしているわ。
Okay, Genji.
あの刑事が
You know what I mean? Genji? Okay. I guess he skillfully does it so that nobody sees him do it.
要はうまく仕事の合間を縫って要領よく遊ぶということだ。過ぎれば気の緩みとも言われよう。しかし仕事と遊びのメリハリがつけられるようになって初めて人は一人前になるのだ。つまるところ仕事だけで精一杯なうちは半人前ということよ。
じゃああの子は仕事の合間に遊ぶということを覚えたってこと？
あの生真面目な子がサボりを覚えるなんてちょっと考えづらいね。
交流を覚えた。親切にしてくれる熊沢との仲を深め本の貸し借りとその感想を語り合う関係を得た。
我にも学校にて友人はいたが仕事の都合もあり友情を深め合うには至ってなかった。気取らぬジェシカも親しくしてはくれたが夏日の厳命もあり一緒に遊ぶこともできなかった。そんな我にとっていつも母のように優しくしてくれる熊沢は最も親しい存在であった。
孫ほども離れた二人のこと、駆け回って遊ぶわけではない。熊沢の趣味に興味を持ったのだ。
熊沢の趣味って何かしら？
Trying to solve the riddle?
本だ。
Oh, okay. Okay. I know, you know, I've said this because I know Kumasawa for a while tried to solve the riddle. But I guess the riddle didn't exist at that time. Yeah, you're right. When did... Yeah, because the riddle only... No. The riddle must have existed at that time, right? Because the riddle existed for decades, didn't it? When did... Because the riddle existed longer than Kinzo had put up the portrait, right? Kinzo put up the portrait after Battler stopped coming to the family conferences in 1980, right? That's when Kinzo put up the portrait, it was after that. But the riddle must have existed for even longer before that, for years before that, right? Because I remember Eva and Rosa and stuff saying that they tried to solve the riddle for many years, right? But yeah, books, maybe makes more sense too.
意外かもしれぬが、あの熊沢、なかなかに推理小説を好んでおった。
Mystery novels. So You're telling me Yasu started becoming interested in mystery novels herself? Kind of like Battler, as we found out in episode 5. We found in episode 5 in a joking way against Erika that Battler was very interested in mystery novels. You know, that's one way they could have deepened their friendship. I wonder if they ever talked about that. I wonder if Battler and Yasu ever talked about mystery novels together. Or Shannon, I guess. They should have. Because we know Battler's a big fan of those, right? And if she developed an interest in them, they should have talked about it, man. There's never been a mention of them talking about mystery novels together, but it feels like a normal topic if they're both fans of it, right? Oh well.
どんな本か関心を持つうちに自分も読んでみることに。
その通りよ。推理小説は読みながらに語らうのもなかなかに楽しい。すでに答えを知る熊沢にしても、若き知性がどのような推理を見せるのか聞くのはさぞや楽しかったに違いあるまい。
Ah man, kind of like you guys are with me right now. So right now, alright, I'll give you guys my thoughts. Alright, the young intellect Amin. I'll give you guys my thoughts. So, Yasu's motive, okay? Beato's motive. So I was thinking, right? We know Battler has a sin 6 years ago. I don't know why Yasu would go through with the massacre, but I'm thinking she's trying to get Battler to understand her, which is why she went through with the massacre. Again, the massacre I don't know why, but she wants to be understood, right? Because that's what Will said, right? That above all, a person wants to be understood for them to feel you know, that's what a person you know salvages the most. So Will said that he felt like he understood her heart, he understood her, and that's why he could give her a proper funeral, right? So I'm thinking similar. Yasu's trying to achieve that through Battler, right? Trying to have Battler understand her. And the sin, I guess, was that he didn't return after 6 years, even though he told her that he'd return or whatever. Right? Because we saw a little backstory that Battler was young, and he's like, "Oh man, if I could talk, you know, if there was a girl I'd like, I'd want them to be like Jessica, blonde, Westerner, whatever, big badonkadonks," and then she made the chick Beato out of that personality. But Battler just never returned, right? For 6 years. I don't understand the motive for the massacre, but that's as far as I've gotten. But I don't know why she'd have to go through with an actual killing of the entire family to pull it off. Why would she need to do all that to have Battler understand her? I don't get that much. But yeah, so that's the theory that I've made so far. That's the theory of the young intellect. I can't imagine why someone would go with murdering their entire family.
無論いきなり熊沢の読む難解なものから入りはしなかった。まずはおすすめを聞き、学校の図書室から探してきて読んだ。使用人室にも持ち込み、休憩の合間などに少しずつ読み進めた。そして新しい推理が浮かぶたびにそれを熊沢に話し。
Make sure the witch doesn't take those books from you. Don't just, just take them and then you lose them. Make sure that doesn't happen to you.
すでに答えを知っている熊沢はニヤニヤと笑いながら我の推理に相槌を打つ。それが我にとっての楽しい時間だった。
お風呂行かないの？浴場の時間終わっちゃうよ。
Alright, I think I'm gonna end things off there. Cool. We're still continuing on with Yasu's life here, I guess. we're gonna go through her life act by act, little by little, and then we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we're gonna end I'm gonna end things here. I'll see you guys next time for some more Umineko when they cry. Maybe Yasu's plan to take a bath next time. We'll see how that goes for her. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this at least as much as you enjoyed reading it. And I'll see you guys next time. Alright, yo.